Welcome back, everybody. We are into our next matchup, Elysium versus Misery. Misery being on the killer first, and as we've had to say goodbye to Alex, sadly, of course, we have to replace him immediately, obviously. So, for now, for the last two matchups of the day, I have the lovely Carrie McBerry by my side. Hello.
Hello, and hello everybody at home. I'm very excited. Elysium, Misery, two top teams, and Virtual is running no mither. What is happening on my screen?
That's why I was, I don't know, it's like a jump scare when you load it.
Yeah.
Let's see how that's gonna turn out. I guess it brings a whole new dynamic within itself. Zach, however, is the first one to get into chase, now going into urban evasion play, making his way over towards the window once again, keeping this chase running for a nice time already. And he's getting a little bit more progress, and right off the bat, Zach is showing his experience, at least up to this point. Yeah, Castle's Curse has been happening a lot today. I'm so sorry.
No, you were absolutely spot on. Using urban evasion there to like prolong his check spot was actually really strong. Helped him get the vault, and then you just kind of lost the 50-50 on the vault back into Shaq. It happens, and that window's gonna block off soon, but he can't make it around there. He really had to. It was his only play, but Spirit gets it down. But a pretty good first chase there from Zaka should allow the rest of his team to crack on with gens, and they are indeed. Xeno working away halfway on the main generator, but this could be a basement hook, and it is indeed. No pain res allowed on Spirit, I believe, but so it doesn't really matter if you put it in the basement or not, so they don't have that to worry about. Basement hook straight away, and now the pop can come into play if they can get over there with the movement and duration add-on we're seeing.
That's a good start for Misery, for a play to the forehead, getting the first down into the basement, and pop goes the weasel out of the way. There's quite a few generators close-ish, I'd say. We're going back into the basement very fast. Xeno going for the rescue. Zaka back on his feet now, trying to get out of this dangerous zone. Apply to the forehead, trying to get for the body block, but the window is still available for Zaka. But how much does he have to work with? He's still not a pallet. Oh, that was so clean! Insane! And we're gonna continue with the chase onto the main building. Zach is just juicing up, buying so much time for the team in even another pallet. Maybe he can get another survivor to go for a hit tank, but he doesn't even need it right now. He's perfectly fine on his own, but the next gen gets popped by his teammates. The phases come in. It'll be fast, not even going for the vault. Now the rock kind of walks him off over there. But still, another really great chase, and it is the D strike, so it's not over yet. And another go for Zaka, and another pallet, a hit, and a miss. It's looking so bright for Team Elysium right now.
Yeah, BlueBerry, thank you so much for holding that for me. That is a little technical issues, and yeah, you're absolutely right. D-Strike, just a little bit extra time. Go for the pass save. No, get some flashlight save instead. Flashlight save. I'm gonna get the stun for BM. We are indeed. I don't think we actually got the stun, but drop the plank on the Spirit's head. Let them know who's boss. And Elysium, what a performance they've had. Zaka with two really long chases, extending it with a DS, and then the flashlight save from Xeno. Team play, solo play. Elysium have it all, and now Spirit is looking a little bit lost. Can they get the swing over this? No, they don't have the distance. Zaka making his way all the way around the harvester, sees her through the bottom of the harvester. Little trick and tip from you there at home. As he makes his way now, trying to head towards just another filler, but remember, he's got Xeno with him at all times. Dead Hard still up as well. He's got so much to play with. If he wants to make it back towards main, he has balanced landing. Everything going his way right now. He's going to go down on the pallet, using his emote to make sure he stays there and doesn't flip away. Xeno's going to get chased off. She's running away, but Apply doesn't want to make, doesn't want to overgreed this too much, and they might just, yes, they're going to phase all the way back and get the safe pick up onto Zaka. Really nicely played there from Elysium.
Not expecting anyone to be
my
there!
gosh!
Oh, he's wrong! And that's the 5th Gen 1 stage has happened for Team Misery, but not more. Elysium is taking the instruction from Apply to forehead, really word for word. They're just juicing him up. There's nothing he can get. Okay, he has another, maybe one more, but that would be 4 stages. Excuse me, that is amazing against the Spirit.
It's yeah, a fantastic result. Spirit's a super strong killer, and to get this against the Spirit is incredible, and it's probably beneficial here. Zaka is the one to go down, and yes, he's the honourable sacrifice. It's going to be 3 stages max, as the rest of the survivors will be heading out, especially with no one in play, and it's right around Zaka, who would have called out to his team. Yes, they go out, and now can he get Hatch? Now is the chase for Hatch. If he can make it all the way across the side of the map, he could, but you know, very unlikely. I just remembered that it spawns at Hatch, so he's never going to make that there. But yeah. Fantastic performance from Elysium. The no mither carried for real. Probably paired with resilience, getting the extra gen speed. Amazing performance from Elysium. And salutes in chat, please, for BlueBerry, who managed to take over during my technical difficulties.
Oh, no worries. I mean, it was so engaging. What Soccer just presented with us was a damn near picture perfect loop, and it's very commendable because everything for Team Elysium went right. If we look at the perks as well, he got the DH and the DS, so he was also the balanced landing. So they managed to get the right person in chase first and keep him in chase, and then even keep a player to forehead engaged for the entirety of the first trial. It's amazing. I'm so excited to see them on the killer side and see if Team Misery can maybe answer in a similar manner. Well, that is about to get cleared up, so we're gonna see each other again after a short break.
Misery need the game of their lives if they want to win this set. Just 3 hooks boasted by their killer. An amazing performance from Elysium, especially Zaka, who was ready for it, right? They had Dead Hard, they had Balanced Landing, they had DS for the tunnel, and they had Urban Evasion, which they used amazingly in chase just to try and trick and fool the spirits. But this spirit is Whizzle, and Whizzle is notorious on this killer. So it is genuinely going to have to be one of the games of the century if Misery want to take this one. But we could be looking at heading into the Artist game with Elysium being a point up. How are we feeling about it, BlueBerry?
Yeah, I have to agree. I mean, it's still possible for Misery. We can never underestimate. I was gonna say we can never underestimate the opponent, but Elysium, especially with Whizzle being the one person that got his reputation due to playing Spirit, I feel like it's going to be a very hard task. However, I mean, Cheese, just very nice name by the way, did a really good job with the first chase. So Whizzle left him, made the right decision at that point, already found the second person though.
Yeah, a great chase, and chasing in the corrupted area as well, so none of these gens are getting pressured. The only thing you got to worry about is you're, setting yourself up for a 3-gen later on. But if you're kind of draw condition, which I'm guessing is what they're going to be aiming for, is just 3 hooks, it might not actually be too bad if you can get 4 survivors down to that last generator. But a great start from Cheese, and now it's Apply who gets hit straight away, and that's not what Misery were looking for, because this could be a very short chase.
Oh yeah, you saw the little wiggle in the grass on the floor. So Whizzle knew when he had to go for the hit. Now Apply to forehead needs to make this chase count. But Whizzle takes the down on him. So that's going to be the first hook, and it comes in very early.
Yeah, confident and really good tracking there from Whizzle, showing their Spirit main experience. First down with 1 gen gone, and imagine that a lot more gens have progression on. So actually a pretty decent start, considering what Misery have to play for. And now it's about this second chase. Is Whizzle just going to kind of go straight for this tunnel out, or are they going to try and apply pressure to another survivor? We'll have to see. They get the pop off from 1 gen. Duckies all the way across the map. And Whizzle spots the next victim. It's Serena Cheese, who had a great first chase and drops the pallet straight away. The phase walk, possibly faking the pallet break, goes all the way around. And now can Cheese make some distance? Whizzle with the $2,000 headphones. Here's out Cheese. And she takes the first hit and is now going to run towards separated Fun Bus.
Oh, we've been there before. But the pellet is still here. Got pellet thrown, but Whizzle going for the face and gets the down pretty much immediately again. And now they basically have the choice to just camp down Cheese, get the full stage onto the trial, and maybe even take the first set already. But first of all, we're gonna make use of our Pop Goes to Weasel. And I wouldn't be surprised if Whistle would be so confident and say, hey, you know what? I'm gonna go for more. I'm gonna go the riskier route. So he's moving away from the hook, checking on the other gens, and trying to get as much out of this trial as possible.
Yeah, no, I think you still want to go for other survivors because Misery know they have to eventually save Cheese, and with hook grabs not being a thing anymore, it can be a little bit more difficult to camp the hooks out, and you don't want to risk the survivors just juicing all the gens, because remember, that first chase was pretty good from Cheese, so there'll be a lot of gens around the map, although it still says 4 gens, with some decent progress on them, so you don't want to take the risk. But here we go, the heal up on Cheese, which means it's the second chase now. If Whistle confirms this tunnel out, that's going to be 4 stages, so despite Misery doing 5 gens, it will still win. It's having the extra stage, and somehow Cheese gets away from that swing. Whistle with a nod of approval as chases Cheese back towards Shaq now.
Well, look at that distance. That did a lot for them. Second gen coming into the trial as well. Wouldn't be surprised if there was a third one in the making. So Whistle needs to check up on this gen, sees a little progress over there and the scratch marks. Oh, is this a balanced landing that's gonna happen? No, not yet. But there is another mid pallet which we can play around, apply to forehead again. The one in chase, having to put up as much time as possible for the own team. Doing the double wall, not faking a single time, now going for the long road. Doing a very great job on this chase. With on the face though, sees the grass moving again and can go straight for the hit. Continuing the chase over towards the tie that we've been before. However, I believe the pallet still not dropped, but the zoning did allow apply to forehead. They go for another route, the third gen coming in play, although Whistle might be starting to sweat for a little bit. Nice movement from play to forehead. Doing a whole lot for the own team. Whistle was in a very comfortable position, but now it's getting a little uncomfy, I guess. However, Pie still going down, so Misery has to rotate in to get the rescue, to still get the win condition. Rotating over towards the next gen though. Flying the pop goes to Weasel. This one also has a lot of progress on it. We see, I believe, Cheese running away from the area, trying to make room for his teammates. They can't take another down. And Elysium only needs one more to close this trial up. Cheese needs to be the one to prevent this from happening. Maybe get us towards the tie condition. And was leaving the chase again. The gens are just too dangerous at this point. Facewalk. Activator scratch mark. Spots it! And the hit comes in before Ducky can even think about vaulting over the pallet. Now making his way back towards the mid game. There's still another pallet, but the main building just seems a little better to loop in first. Also 2 windows and another pallet to the left. One in front, but the facewalk is so fast it's gonna be close, and there's the next down. Picking Ducky up right now. And with this hook stage being the 4th one, it is going to be Elysium taking the first trial, the first set for themselves. And it was a huge performance. Obviously, we're going to play out the trial, Ducky even getting rescued again. But I think it's a nice moment for Elysium to be able to breathe and being like, okay, they got the last gen. They did get the save, but we are out of the danger zone at this time. Spots someone though. Going for the next chase. It's Cheese again. I feel like we haven't seen Abby at all during the trial, so they're one of the players to be credited for putting so much pressure onto the gens, trying to keep up with Team Elysium, and they did a really great job. But with this win condition, it's just darnly impossible to really put up the same performance as Saka did, because not only did Saka put up an amazing chase in the last trial, but also his teammates were always there to support him. We had a pallet save, we had a flashlight save, so much went right for Elysium, even with the communication being always at the right spot at the right time. That's just like a once in a lifetime type of game where everything just goes Right for you. Oh, nice try from Cheese, going for the late vault over the pellet. Nice little performance here at the end of the first round. It's a good thing to take this with you in the sense of your mental game. You can't get defeated. It was a close game. Again, just playing with him, but not leaving the pellet though. We can hear... I think you've heard that hatch. Maybe an opportunity to steal some more points from them. Oh, I think you're trapped. I don't think you can move past the model of the spirit, so he does take the down. So it's going to be a sacrifice onto Cheese, no less. But just a quick reminder, Elysium does take this first set.
Yeah, fantastic chase is from Cheese, and they should feel pretty confident going into the next game because having only gone 3 stages on their killer, only giving up 6 is really not a bad result at all. Because it's always harder if you don't have a great first round on Survivor, on Killer, to then put in the performance of Survivor. So pretty promising stuff, and it should lead to a very interesting game 2 on the Artist. We'll catch you guys in a little bit. Don't go anywhere, and have a good break.
And this is set number 2 for you, ladies and gentlemen, everybody in between and all around. We still have Elysium versus Misery. Elysium starting on the killer side again, having we won on the Artist. Who else, honestly, versus the survivors of Team Misery. Applied to Forward already being in chase. It feels like we're starting this trial in the same way that we've ended with the last one. Life now giving a little bit more distance between Applied to Forward and the killer, but let's see how long he can take this chase.
Oh, and just the one crow as well with, I'm assuming, cooldown add-ons and Artist. This could be a down with the second set of crows if need be, but no, doesn't point it in the right direction. He manages to repel them all and makes it back to the filler pallet with still no hit being applied. Great start for Apply, and yeah, V1 just has to drop the chase and go elsewhere. Really good first chase from Apply. Didn't use any pallet, well, apart from that filler right at the end, didn't use any pallets, just great pathing, great distancing, and a little bit of life.
Oh yeah, very important first chase. Now with the hands add-on, getting a lot of value. Crows applied to both Abby and Cheese, and now we're going further and further towards a corner that you don't really want to find yourself in. Cheese getting the first hit to get out of this uncomfortable position, making their way over towards the shack, having another pallet and I think a couple of fillers in mid, but we're pressing the W. This has to be a balanced landing, right?
Yeah, no way you don't play Shack if you haven't got balance here, and balance all the way to the corner of the map, deep inside the corrupted area. Pretty nice spot here for Cheese, and yeah, you're absolutely right, severed hands, making that instant double hit with the birds, and this is scary now. Doesn't pull to the trigger on the plank and takes the vault, but this could be a little bit game over unless this pallet is still down. It was, but Cheese ends up running straight into V1, who reads it beautifully, gets the down, is now going to set up the crows to try and target some people on gens. Gets the hit onto Abby, actually, who doesn't manage to dodge the crows in time.
Yeah, second crow hit onto Abby, which is very fortunate for V1. Now getting his first hook stage. He doesn't have something like pain res, but the run might have gone just a little bit of more pressure for him. Also now in which gens the survivors are working on because of the Ghostface perk he's brought with him into the trial. And it feels like he's trying to pressure Cheese a little bit more since that one gen is going to get done. There's no way around it.
Yeah, I would like to know as well, the perks we have on V1, Thrilling as 2 gens get popped, Thrilling Tremors and the Ruin, which got cleansed instantly. Pretty interesting build here from V1. So we'll see how they can use it to their advantage, if they can squeeze out some Thrilling Tremors value. I'm very interested to see that. But I guess it just gives you a bit of info on what gens to target with your crows. But no kind of crow additional add-ons, just the cooldown, which is the, I think it's called the Festering Carry-On. I could be wrong with that, but the Severed Hands being the most powerful spreading crows for those within 3 meters. Can't spread it to Ducky though, he's going to trade straight away for Cheese on the hook. Can't grab anymore, so it's just an instant trade. And V1 maybe looking to spice things up with the crows once again.
And you get some value again. Catching Abby, but applied to 4 headers. Well, now getting the second hook stage, which is also another fresh. it's nice, but I think knowing now that the survivors are gonna come in last second to get some saves, it's not really necessary, or maybe not the best move to stay and camp towards the second stage as well. You need to pressure those gens a little bit because the survivors seem to be on the objective quite a bit. Oh, we now see a lot of scratch marks coming in though. There's also trails of blood, so it has to have been cheese. Maybe just trying to move away from the hook as fast as possible, as it has just been a trade. Applied to forward also close, which only leaves Abby to be left on the objective, and every time they are catching those crows.
Yeah, and it's I'm surprised to see the crow strike there, because what we've seen before is a great use of thrilling tremors. You send the crows, then immediately pick up, because you don't want to get off the gen to avoid the crows, because then when you pick up, you're going to be hit by thrilling tremors. That's 16 seconds, you can't be working on a gen, which is everything at this level. Getting caught off the crows, just raw, Adam gets it as well, and I wonder if there's just slight miscommunication going on, because I'm surprised to see all these crows just landing all the time. Ducky gets hit to second stage, and the gens must be being juiced either side of the map. She's probably very distant or looking for the save. I mean, now that Ducky's hit second stage, you can go in at the last second.
Yeah, it seemed like the survivors had pretty good hand on the matchup, but right now one is definitely the one being in charge. And one of the killers that he's notoriously known for, and that also makes this matchup feel, or the killer choice feel very, very beneficial for Team Elysium. But they still have to make word for the reputation they have built up. They now manage to get Ducky off the hook as well before getting sacrificed. That, however, is again just to try to apply to forward is gonna go on the hook, which should be another fresh one for WE1. Oh,
yeah, another fresh hook. It was in a good spot, but I think they want to move over here because this is the gen Adam was working on. So they can go over here, protect this gen, and make sure we get some regression on it. Because unless Abby has snuck over here, which she has, she went in to try and take a hit, but didn't get there in time. Now she's revealed herself and in a bad spot. The kick comes in on the gen, and B1's probably not going to chase this one up. Just wants to camp that gen, make sure it's regressing, because you kind of get a 2-for-1. You stop Adam getting saved for free. And Abby is snuck all the way back around. Is going to get the instant save. That gen's not quite 99, so they won't get that one done. But a great save. No tray required, even though V1 was camping the hook.
Oh my god. They managed this perfectly. Now applied for getting the hit into the borrowed time state, basically. Abby also taking one for the team, so this is all 4 survivors injured. A lot of pressure spread across all of our survivors. The third gen being done though, and the fourth one so close to completion. Just don't let this one snowball yet. It's the 4th gen, but they have to go for some resets. Otherwise, there is a huge chance for WE1 to snowball this into a 4K right now. Yeah,
the 4K is kind of possible. It kind of depends how quickly Abby dies, though, because Abby should be fresh hook, if I'm correct.
Yeah.
Which means these survivors got a lot of time to play with. I mean, they can take just 3 stages off Abby here. I'm sure they'll be happy with that. This gen is really going to be protected, so they're going to have to crank out another one and choose different options. But yeah, it depends how long it takes Abby to die. Are they going to leave Abby down in the basement and not go for it? Or are they going to heal up and try and send one? Because at the moment, I think taking 3 stages here on Abby while getting the rest of the gens done would be a great result.
Definitely. So it kind of depends if WE1 can find the reset spot. Ducky's healed up, so he knows they are prioritizing this at the moment, which could also be an indicator for them maybe sending someone down the basement, which I'm not sure would be the best move. Now, the crows half hit Cheese though. He's gonna get rid of them by jumping into the locker, but still that marks the position of the survivors. And with the artist, you can always check on your gens, and the one gen is far behind Shaq, and the other 2 are very close, so pressuring them isn't going to be the easiest task for our survivors right now.
I think there's a lot of impact with that heal as well, because Ducky's healed, now V1 has to be cautious that there is likely someone going in for a save, and not having any birds onto Ducky, knows where applies, know where Cheese is, but this mysterious ace is lurking somewhere in the fog, and V1 doesn't know, which is why they have to keep staying around, but they're monitoring the gens very well with their birds, and I wonder if Misery have decided to let Abby go. No, Ducky gets found, hiding in plain sight. Ducky gets found, and that's a big, big blunder for Misery, because now that threat isn't there. V1 can happily manage this and might even go for the chase on Ducky.
Oh my god, he is all in control right now. even hitting cheese with the crows and the other gen, okay? Close to being on 50%, but it's still some time one can work with, and it's just too dangerous to go into basement. If they try that, it is going to be a trade as well. I mean, they know they have the information that cheese is in place, but are you close enough to even go for that? I don't think so, but that should be Abby leaving the trial right now, and we want staying in control. Can he keep the survivors from completing the one last chance? Cheese is getting the down. I don't know if he has time to pick up. The next crows are gonna decide if he can do that or not. We got tagged. Both positions known. This is huge.
Yeah, I guess both of them. None of them wanted to leave the gen because they know Thrilling Tremors is in play, but it didn't matter anyway. They both got hit by the crows, had to repel them. Now Thrilling Tremors activates. I wonder if Apply stuck on that gen. Yes, I think they did, unless Thrilling Tremors went away at the last second there when we saw the highlighted gen. So it's all on Ducky now. Got to check a big chase, and he does in time. Apply gets the adrenaline. It's on the wrong person, but Ducky can still long this one out. No one is going to give Artist extra 5% speed, and it's really difficult. Such a powerful anti-nuke killer. Ducky goes down. Now, does V1 play for... the lock is completely confused with that. Does V1 play for the kill onto Forehead? Or do they leave him stuck? They're going to go for it. They're chasing Adam round main building. He doesn't have a lot of options here. No way is Ducky 99 already. Has to go straight for this vault. Can't take a single M1 through the window. Gets away with it just for now. Now they're going to have to loop back around. Are they going to go for the trade on hook? No, deciding to play the short wall jungle gym. But that pallet has gone down. Has to hit this fast vault. Does, but it doesn't matter anyway. The 5% speed boost on top of Bloodlust from the killer means Apply to Forehead goes down. All gens done, but it's a 12-stage win for Virtual.
This is insane. It could have had so much potential for the survivors even leaving the trial with a couple of people, but no risk, no fun, and sometimes the risk just doesn't pay off. He got a 4K with a somewhat experimental build, I have to say as well.
Yeah.
Strong performance from V1.
The Thrilling Tremors was actually massive that game. It shows you if you want to, push yourself a little bit more at home, take off Deadman Switch, have a go with Thrilling Tremors, because the way Virtual used it that game gave them so much information, so much control, and I think the biggest pivotal point in that game was Ducky getting found just outside Jack, lurking, creeping behind the boxes, gets spotted out by Virtual, who says none of that, smacks him away, and that results in the death of the entire team.
Well, and with that, Elysium puts themselves in another great position in set number 2. Let's see if Misery can come up with the strength to answer this great performance. And, yeah. I mean, I think if they answer, that would have to be a tie, right? Because there's no other possibility at this point in time.
Well,
so...
if Misery prevent Elysium from doing 5 gens, that's the primary win condition. So if Elysium only get 4 gens done, that's going to be a win for Misery, so they could do it. But that's all going to come later after the break, so don't go anywhere because this game is far from over. We'll catch you in a bit, guys. Here we go, ladies and gentlemen. This could be Misery's final game in the winner's side of bracket for our Halloween event. We got 4 survivors ready to go. Ducky on killer. Now, if Ducky can prevent the survivors from completing all 5 generators, that's the primary win condition. That will be a win for Misery, and we're going to a Ghostface game 3. But if our survivors complete all the generators and deny 12 stages to Ducky, we are saying goodbye to Misery from the winner side of bracket, and we'll be moving straight on to our next set. But for now, it's Ducky in chase against Virtual, and Artist made themselves. And can they prolong this for a little bit?
Oh, I think that's why. Was it a try to go for the sprint burst? Maybe.
Oh, Xeno.
Yeah, he used it, but it wasn't fast enough. Nice try from Xeno, now catching the crows, though, so has to be careful to not catch a second pair, but the cooldown should save him from these ones, and he also gets to dodge the next swarm coming at him, so that's a great position, making his way over towards the main building, even dodging the next one. He's doing such a great job.
Yeah, really good performance from Xeno. Got caught kind of in the middle of nowhere, failing to get the sprint burst off, and managed to recover, getting to main building well, dodging the crows, not allowing the double tap from Ducky. Now here comes Kexco. What can they perform on? Subbed in the little break for Grenout. very experienced player and very experienced killer player themselves. As they're heading towards the main building. Can they do it on Survivor? Gets hits with the first set of crows. The cooldown, but I think it was 2 crows that Ducky shot, which means they can't get a second one in before the repel comes in. Beautiful looping around the boxes. Now tries to get towards the window. He's going to take the M1 for it, but that was a great play from Kexco.
He manages to get away with only 1 hit. That's amazing performance. He's also making his way over towards the next pallet. Haven't so purposely go in for the down, so Ducky knows, okay, there has to be someone around, and at least one survivor has been spotted as well. We see the scratch marks, another gen getting complete. I'm not sure, we might have seen a second one back on 11-ish, but Zaka is on the other side. There you go, Xeno is close. Got the flashlight and should be close enough with the sprint burst for a pallet save. Ducky doesn't feel quite safe yet, putting another pair of throws up. Are they going into the wrong direction?
This is a lot of time being wasted by Ducky, who still hasn't spotted Xeno. Xeno's still lurking around this. And remember, while this is all going on, there's 2 other survivors on the map. Yes, one is getting harassed, but another gen is just getting 3% worked on. And Ducky still doesn't want to pick up and is going to be kicking themselves if they still get hit with a pallet save. The crows aren't going to provide the heartbeat. They're not going near enough, and I wonder if they spotted Xeno just then. No, they haven't. Xeno, the stealth master, lurking with sprint burst, and Ducky still doesn't know what's going on. They're going straight for it. Gets the save. The swing misses, and Kexco gets away unscathed. Still injured, and a very difficult loop to play against Artist. Force one way, force back, but it's not working out just yet. Kexco detaches, goes towards the fall. What can happen here? It's going to drop the pallet. Oh no, doesn't happen in time. Kexco goes down on the pallet. No sprint burst now for Xeno.
Oh, but Xeno takes his attention for so much that Kexco can make his way back into the pallet, and now we're committing on to Xeno getting the first hit, but that is enough time for another one to move in to get a pallet save maybe, or even just go for the pickup, because Ducky is now fully committed onto Xeno, hitting the next pair of cross. He can't go for the pallet drop down. Kexco meanwhile getting picked up again. They're doing such a great job with that. Just might have been one poor decision on Xeno's, and so this should be the first hook stage for Ducky, but at what cost? Is there going to be another gen popping? Oh, not yet. I think every survivor right now is trying to be very altruistic. Oh, never mind. Castle's Curse once again. There's a second gen.
No, the Castle's Curse strikes again. Because even if you got a survivor down, if you've got someone else getting chased and another one going for the hill, it's 4 survivors. You just cannot play like that against 4 survivors. Someone is always going to be knocking out those gens. And Xeno actually pretty unlucky because they managed to dodge the second bird, which was definitely going to down them. Ducky just with a slight whiff on that, but then didn't quite manage to carry out for the rest of the pallet save. And the unhook did come through. Didn't hear the noise notification there. Sprint burst used straight away from Xeno. It's the speed boost you get off the hook. Looks down to try and delay the hit as long as they can. Doesn't matter. Hits the stun and bolts back over. Now it's the can the cavalry arrive? Can they protect Xeno? Get down, Mr. President. He goes off the top of the hill. No balance landing. Gets the stagger, which should be straight into a pallet. The bird is there, and Artist shuts down these loops. Can they make it? Oh, they can! I think a body block came in there from Kexco. Well, it was a straight whiff onto Zaka. Ducky letting it slip from outside their Artist fingers.
Oh no, are we seeing the nerves coming in right now for Ducky? Because oh my god, Team Elysium is doing such a great job once again. Now it's Zaka being the one chase, and if you remember what happened in the first set and in the second set, Zaka has taken part in huge bit in being able to put Elysium in such a great position. So he might now be the next one. Going past the crows at the right timing-ish. Still catching them. This should be the next down. He doesn't make it quite towards the next pair, but with the nerve of a crow placing, there is actually new stuff, and he makes it to another window. Now going into the lurker, trying to force them to pick up, getting even more time from Ducky's hands. The 4th gen being completed. Now he needs the 4K to get the win right now.
Yeah, exactly. Remember, folks at home, once the survivors complete 5 generators, they just need to get one person through the gates, and that's it. They win 2-0. So Ducky really needs to start closing these chases better, and I think it might just be too little too late, even if they do get a few downs here, because they just haven't been able to close down the opportunity that was presented to them. They did really well to create pressure, to get these first hits. Good use of the birds as well in power, as we're seeing here against V1. But can you close this out? We've seen them struggle before. Now can Ducky finally close a hit onto V1, but no, Zaka is here with some body blocking. Has balance landing, I would believe. Yes, boings away as V1 makes it to the pallet. Zaka takes the birds for V1. But while this is all going on, gens are being pursued in the background. 2 stacks of pain res left. It's just not going to be enough. No eruption applied.
And they're still paying so much attention, getting them down into the pellets, so another opportunity for them to go for a pellet save. And even at this point in time, Xeno being right there to take a hit for everyone to have even more time, but now he finally takes it down, but in a pellet again.
Oh, this is massive! That is huge!
That could be the snowball that gets him towards maybe... I'm not gonna say maybe a wind condition, but at least the tide condition would be very and he's just spotted Kexo. This might be. Okay, Zaka's getting picked up, but they're in such a high pressure situation right now for Team Elysium. Team Misery is catching up.
Yeah, if Ducky secures this 4K without that final gen being done, that's a win for Misery. So a hit here, but it's gonna be the trade. The Firecracker not gonna do nothing. And Kexo gets it down, but you can drop the pallet and save your friend on the hook. Yes, he realizes he's not going to be able to hold on to the snowball. Has to hook, but great pressure applied from Ducky, not giving up just yet. And this is all but over, folks.
They've been playing such a dangerous game. It's just trade after trade. So one hook stage after another for Ducky. Is anyone going for the gen? Are they just even thinking about maybe going for the reset, taking some pressure off the situation? They're going for a risky route, and especially against an artist who can easily check on these gens. I don't know if going for the altruistic plays in the beginning of this trial might have sent them down the wrong path.
It's just, it was a massive run to there at that kind of edge of the map on that prong, where 3 survivors kind of went down instantly, and thank goodness Kexo was there to pick up Zaka, because that could have been really, really ugly. Zaka managing to recover and crawl to a safe distance. The Crow's in, gets the heartbeat, but no Crow onto Zaka. Ducky needs to start finding these hits, because yes, he had a great little spell, but remember, because of those plays at the start, the survivors got lots of gens done, and Duck's behind the box to ensure the Crows hit him, and it's not an instant down. This is costing valuable, precious seconds for Ducky. Eruption pops off, giving a little bit of progression on that gen, but it still might not be enough. All pain res hooks have been used.
Oh, but they're all reset now. This is the point in time where they're trying to take off the pressure of themselves in the situation. Now Zaka being on hook, yes, it's still some pressure, but he's lost a lot of the control that he's had during the last few minutes. So Elysium doing a great job at trying to recover from this huge snowball potential that they've granted the killer. Xeno getting spotted now, but it doesn't seem like he's the only one. Bucky expect someone being at the far gen, because it's the furthest and the hardest check of one, and even if the Crows don't pick up on a survivor, there's still the possibility of someone just being far away enough from the gen, and he knows the game sense saving him right now, but he needs a survivor out of the trial.
Yeah, he needs a really quick down here. This chase has to be immaculate from Ducky. Gets the swing, and that's never going to hit. Not in a million years. You need to be on Mars for that ping to work. Gets the Crow. Doesn't get the hit. This has to go well for Ducky, and it's just not at the moment. Yes, the survivors reset, but it cost him that middle gen. So this chase has to be really good, and the hit is just not coming in quick enough. Catches Kexo escaping, but if he wants to continue this chase, it has to be in towards Shaq, and I just don't think Ducky can afford that right now.
And the Shaq pellet's still up as well, now getting control to get enough distance between himself and the killer. Ducky is losing control. These gens are unprotected. Yes, the first Crow didn't hit, but what about the second one? Here we go. Xeno is revealed, so he has to leave the gen now because of the Crows being applied, but I wonder if someone else is working on that other gen in the corner as well. I believe Ducky has to check that one too. We don't hear any progress though, so that might be a good sign that there's still some time you can work with. Xeno, however, also not a death hook survivor, so still no opportunity to take someone out of the trial and take the upper hand.
it's really tough now for Ducky. You have to somehow find pressure when these survivors are playing so cautiously, not giving Ducky any free hit, any space, getting away from those gens as soon as possible. They know it's a 4-man situation against 1 gen. You can, as long as they play it slow and patient, they will eventually get the gen done. Ducky just can't keep up the pressure, especially with no pain res hooks left. And no eruption has been applied to anything, but gets a hit onto V1. That's big. 3 survivors injured now, but I'm guessing that gen at the end of the prong is going to get completed. As I say that, it does. The bulbs light up, the door lights up. This is going to be a kill onto V1, but there's still 3 survivors left, and you have to prevent any of them from escaping through the doors.
Oh, and the other gate is so far away. It feels like this is going to seal the deal. And Duck even going for a hook that's so far away. And V1 is that hook that should be enough time for the others to open the gate and escape.
Yeah, and I think Ducky knows it. He knows he can't secure this
Yeah.
one. The door being done from across the map. But a pretty good showing there from Ducky. We thought for a second, when 3 people were on the floor at once, that Ducky might find a way back into this game, and he kept up the pressure well. But Kexco with a really good chase around the flashback to Jim, kind of just clawed it back for Elysium. The game was always in their favour, but it looked a little bit shaky at one point, but Elysium managed to close that all the way out with the 2-set victory.